Hello, Gonzo here. You're joining me for the first of hopefully many installments of a new series I'd like to try. Um, the main goal of this one is going to be to start a new career mode and build up a company from the starts and from its humble beginnings, and to launch new ships and take on contracts and so on, and hopefully eventually we can move on to launching capital ships and carriers and exploration vessels. So. This is going to be entirely stock, although you will see in the bottom left corner there's the Dark Multiplayer plugin, which is the only mod I've ever installed for KSP. So I tried it once, and it was a bit it was a bit buggy, so it didn't go so well. So we're going to name our company Astrotech, which I know it's not the best name in the world, but I made it when I was a kid. And I was recently going through some old drawers and with some old drawings and things like that I was going to get rid of, and I found a little sheet on there and it had Astrotech and a whole little design spec. So I thought, well, as a nod to my old self, really, I have to call it that. So we're going to be playing on hard mode because I'd just like to see how feasible it is to launch such a program. Although, to be honest, I think I might just have quick saves as well for my, because I don't have that much time, I'll be honest. So it helps with not wasting time crashing into things and so on. Let's see. I think that's just going to do as it is. So yeah, just wanted to start a series with hard mode in mind, and obviously quick loading is a little bit cheeky, but obviously, like I said, to save time and avoid wasting time, I'm gonna use it. Also, with the recent update, the 1.0 update, there have been changes to the aerodynamics, and a lot of the parts have changed as well. So it's going to be interesting to relearn the game and see if it's still possible to launch carriers and capital ships and stuff. So eventually we will learn these things and hopefully move on. So let's get ourselves a nice contract going and we'll begin our first flight. So let's go with the basic basic contracts at the start. These two look like they're pretty easy to do. I could probably do this one, but I think the problem would lie where you come back down, because I don't really have any. I don't think you start off with any way of landing safely, and with the re-entry damage as well, that might not even be possible with the parts I've got. So I don't even know if we can accept this actually as well. As some of you might actually be able to tell, I haven't really played much career mode before. It's been in the game for a long time. I've just never really looked into it. But obviously we need a starting rocket, so good God, we've only got one of those, have we? Yeah, I definitely haven't played this in a long time. Oh lordy, doesn't look good, does it? Having to use a solid fuel booster. Okay, let's get one of these on here. I really am looking forward to the part where I can build larger ships, and I think it would be quite interesting to do in career mode, especially as the funds and so on, and the research and everything that goes into it, and the hard work really to get hold of the parts. But yeah, it'll certainly be an interesting challenge to try out, and then obviously with the grip of failure weighing down on you, you don't really want to crash anything. So let's try out our first ever spacecraft, which doesn't look particularly safe. First launch, nice and original. Let's go. And there we are. Now, one of our contracts was to do a crew report, I believe. Yeah. Quality. I'm sure that was. I'm sure that's gone a very long way to Kerbal research. Lots of little achievements in here, I suppose. I am completely new to this, I'll be honest. I haven't played career mode in such a long time. This is indeed quite ridiculous. But let's go. I guess we might lose this solid booster after we land. Oh, okay, that has better acceleration, I thought. Well, these little things are pretty interesting. I've never actually seen them in action before, so what a useful little device. Are we gonna? No, we're not gonna hit 5,000, are we? No, I swear that there was a contract that I accepted that. Unless it's just because. Oh no. You can stay facing upright. Yeah, unless it was this one. Oh dear, this was a this is a bit of a disaster, really. I probably should have read the small print. I do like the shaky cam though. That's quite an interesting. I should probably launch that. That's moving a bit fast. Oh dear, this is not looking good. Okay, that's interesting. So it deploys slower now. In previous versions of KSP, moving at that speed and launching a parachute is probably going to rip your ship in half. But it looks like we have successfully launched the most pathetic vessel ever devised in KSP. And now hopefully in several weeks down the line we might even have carriers and capital ships. That would be quite a contrast to today's launch, but looks like everything's okay. Didn't get much science out of that, did we? Oh. So it looks like it automatically equips, or accepts, I should say, not equips, some of these records. No deadline dates. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, this is going to be more of a learning experience for both myself and anyone watching, but if you have done a lot of career mode stuff, this is probably not going to interest you. I probably should have said that at the start, but let's be honest, at this point I'm learning the game again. So I think we're going to need to get some new parts, aren't we? But I can't remember which building does that. This one, isn't it? Alright, what do we want? Decouplers or more engines? That's a difficult one. Because you've also got the Science Junior in there. I think this is probably the best bet, because with this guy we can generate more science and stuff, but look at that, 4.9. What a pain. But yes, okay, so with this we can get a little bit more as we go along, so we should be able to unlock stuff a little bit easier. So I'm going to make a quick cut and I'm going to get some more contracts on the go and maybe launch a couple of vessels to build up some money and science, because obviously the first few contracts aren't going to be particularly interesting, but I'll only do a little bit just so we've got somewhat of a start and a few parts to play with, so I'll be back. A lot has changed. I've launched several ships now, and it seems like the aerodynamics is significantly more awkward than before. It's a lot different, and I didn't quite expect it to do the things that it did, to be honest, because I even had a small rocket that was pretty much an engine, a fuel tank, and a command pod, and turning it below 10,000 meters made it flip. So obviously there's a lot of learning to do when it comes to these new aerodynamics, but with the new parts, actually I should just show you the new parts that I've purchased. I haven't actually unlocked them all yet because I haven't bought them, but I've unlocked them. So with these new parts I should be able to escape the atmosphere, so hopefully this won't be too badly missed. I do hope I don't need this heat shield for just leaving the atmosphere a little bit. So we'll have to see. Although I'm not really a fan of the idea of re-entry damage, so I might reduce it some. So we're going to accept the escape the atmosphere contract. So let's just hope that we can can achieve such a feat. I'm a little bit embarrassed to show you the rocket I've been using. It does look quite pathetic. Thankfully this is just a cut down version, but there's much more to it. It just had this but repeated effectively. So this is obviously now an obsolete model with all these not engines, fuel tanks. So we will unlock this, which I have to be very careful with my funds, because obviously when I'm unlocking things and changing things around, it does get pretty hairy how much it starts costing. So I've got a lot to think about in terms of what I can buy and what I can't buy, and what I should research and what I shouldn't. So we will just get another rocket going. Obviously at this point it's going to be a pretty difficult thing to do, and I've got to be careful of the weight and size of the rocket. In fact, that weight might actually be an issue in terms of getting into orbit, because well, because I might not have enough delta V, but we should be okay. Let's just, oops. I think I'm going to go for an all liquid fuel design this time, which is probably the best way. Last time I am trying to recover all of the parts that I'm using, but last time on my most recent launch I fired back 2 SRBs which decided to crash into each other on the way back down, so I lost those. So I lost a bit of money on that. Not to worry though, we should be okay with this design. I'm going to try and centralise these a little bit better. Oh, it's not going to work, is it? Just so that they don't fly back and hit each other, but I think that's going to be pretty difficult. So we will that'll do, match them up a bit. See, I don't know if this has enough delta V to get into orbit. I don't know if it has anywhere near enough thrust or fuel, so we could add more parts to it, I guess. But how would the game think about adding some more fuel? Is that too much? Parachutes, you weigh so much. Okay, this is going to have to do. Hopefully this is enough to get into orbit, so when these jettison we have our parachutes going so that we can recover these, which hopefully these should be enough for the descent. So we will have these deploy at a higher altitude. Then obviously our middle engine's going to fire, and we're going to separate after that's empty. In fact, we are going to need something to carry that stage down actually, but we do have a couple of parts left, so yeah, God, it's not going to be perfect, is it? Let's see. Do I abandon the mystery goose so that I can recover this stage? That's the question. See, there are lots of difficult decisions that I wasn't really anticipating when I decided to do this. There's a lot more to it than I thought, so that's quite interesting really. So we will, I'll have to stick these both on there, but I can't put 2 parachutes. Actually wait, did I get this side? No, I didn't, damn it. So much to think about. Although I suppose I could switch out that central stage for this big Bertha SRB, and then I could save on parts and have it return safely. But the trouble is stability. Will this thing make my craft explode and die horribly? So we're going to try it, because obviously that's not anything to worry about. Kerbals are easily replaced. Oh, of course I'm joking. That's not the case. We all love Kerbals. Kerbals are good. Good for the economy. So we will stick a couple of these on there, and then we will put this back on the sides. It's a bit reversed, really, isn't it? Usually you're supposed to use the SRBs for the sides and then liquid fuel afterwards. But given the situations, I can't really. Oh, this is going to be too long now, isn't it? Of course. Oh no, it's too heavy. Interesting. Yeah, given the stats of these things are ridiculous, but yeah, given my current predicaments and the parts that I have at hand, I can't really go with a conventional design. So this is pretty much it. I hope it's going to be stable. Of course, it's got no struts, so It's entirely possible this will wobble and explode, but we'll just have to see about that. Everything else in the staging looks okay, so we will try with this. I don't really know if it's going to work. I hope it will work, but if not, obviously I'm in a bit of danger here of wasting money, and that's not good, especially with the amount we have at the moment. Later on in career mode, often people find that they have hundreds of thousands of credits, but obviously I only have 75,000, so good luck to the fourth launch and Jebediah Kerman. Here we go. Okay, good, so we're not accelerating at ridiculous speeds here. This is okay, this is manageable. And of course that's plenty of fuel, so we're good to go. Hopefully these side engines actually have enough thrust to keep us going, but when this is empty, obviously it's going to be significantly lighter, so it shouldn't be too bad. And side engines. Okay, we're doing okay. Don't really know whether or not the 200 meters a second terminal velocity still applies. It shouldn't have changed, but I'm going to try and stick with it anyway to make sure we're okay. And again, because of these new what was that? I don't think I jettisoned anything off. Yeah, because of these new aerodynamics, I don't actually know where to do the gravity turn anymore, because 10,000 meters doesn't seem to be the right place. So I'm just going to go classic KSP straight up until this stage runs out, and then we'll try and get some angular momentum. Sort of. Actually, I think 15k is a safe bet, because my old transport shuttle used to be okay with that height, and that was a very unstable ship. But who knows whether or not that applies to this version of the game. Right. I think I'm going to go for 20 actually, just to... Oh no, I'm running low on fuel, I can't. Right, let's tilt a little bit. Okay, dump the first stage. And second stage. And let's just hope that... Oh no, it's still unstable, still very unstable. Let's hope this little rocket can get out of the atmosphere and fall back in again. Yeah, I really need SAS controls, because this is pretty unmanageable. And now hopefully... Have we... Oh, that is close. I don't know if we're going to stay above that. Or we should do. We should be okay. Yeah, I think we're going to make it. Okay, that's good. So, we've not wasted this first launch, which is good. Or fourth launch, I should say. Obviously, KSP does take quite a long time to do things, even though it's only been 4 launches. I do hope I counted that right. But yeah, even though it's only been a few launches, it has taken quite some time to do this. So, obviously... We all love KSP. Drilling time to KSP is a good thing to do. So it looks like our little Kerbal's time has been spent well. I expect a different iteration of this ship. Maybe if I incorporate more of those solid boosters, we might even be able to get into orbit with it. But obviously I don't really want to strand anyone this early in the game, because I don't have anything to rescue him with. And there we go. Perfect, we have left the atmosphere. Now let's hope when we go back in we don't burn up. Because we can do our science now, I suppose, because we're at a different point in time and space. Goose seems to have clumped into a sphere. Wonderful. Interesting. And the final report. Good. Yeah, with hard mode as well, you don't get much out of anything, really. So, which is a shame. It's quite difficult to get things, but I think it's a nice challenge, I suppose, to have things, you know, on hard mode. I don't like playing other games on easy or medium. So why make an exception for KSP? We have to stick with the norm. Although, of course, I am using quick saves and quick loads, so... I don't know if you want to class me as a cheater or not, but I don't think it is. Okay, we're breaking all kinds of records here, so this is good. We should get quite a lot. Oh yeah, we should get loads out of this. I hope. Now this is the. Oh no, we're not moving anywhere near fast. I don't know. What sort of speed is it that you usually get to? Because I know around 30,000 meters is where you usually get your re-entry heat. Um, but I don't really know what sort of speed you need to be at for it to do that. We might even, yeah, it might even be problematic as it is. I do hope not, because I don't really want to lose Jeb or this ship, because we can't really afford it at this point. There are lots of other features I'm sure Jeb would like to explore, and the mining and so on, but we'll see. I think I'm just going to skip ahead a bit so that we can come to a point where we might land or be destroyed. Here we go. Hopefully we won't get too much re-entry heat here, but we're still accelerating actually. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this isn't going to be too problematic. Oh, come on. Please live. Please. Doesn't sound good, nor does it look good. I think we're okay. We look intact. Okay, that's good. Perfect. For a minute there I thought that was it for Jeb. I thought he was going to turn to dust, but oh, what was that? Hopefully that wasn't anything important. It never usually is in KSP. Let's be honest, it's not important. So we might have done it. We've just got to land now, or smash down, and we're back to controllable speeds. Perfect. We should be okay. Let's just time warp back down. Oh, that was quite close though. I've got to say, I was quite. I didn't want to lose Jeb. Let's go. Come on. Although, did we damage anything in that re-entry? I must have done, surely. Oh, look at that. We got a significant boost in funds there. Oh no, there's no way I can check that. I should have checked at the end of the flight really, but yeah, that was success. So hopefully next time we can perform some bigger contracts and get a little bit more money and more parts going. So hopefully you enjoyed this rather slow start, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.